We are in my blue wagon. Y'all should know I have done this to raise the rear when I was bagged, but we are reversing that. So this is a big hole from when I last worked on this. Johnny's wanting to buy the coilovers that Raymond had on his blue hatch, which is these guys right here, to lower his Del Sol, which we just worked on that in the last video, the video before last. But the last three are on this car. So we're going to throw his stock suspension on here, and I want to finally just make it where this thing can roll around. So I'm going to weld this guy, at least tack weld it around, so we can at least bolt up that strut. It's going to look funny, but that's all right.
Am I in the holes up there?
Kinda. Wait, are you trying to get it out?
No, this is the strut I'm putting in.
Oh, yeah, I've got one. Go up a little bit more. All right, hit record this time. So I got that guy in there, threw some doo-doo welds on it, but it's on there. Got that strut in. Be the first time that this side has seen a strut in a very long time. And Johnny just got his side in, got that coil out, getting everything bolted up. All right, let's see if my welds hold. Nice.
Nice.
Ooh. Nice. So as you see, we got the Miata back from the fab guy, which his name is Travis. Really cool dude. I'll put his Instagram here. Please hit him up if you're local. You need any sort of fab work done, cages, matte bash bars, diffs welded, basically anything. He is your fab guy. He'll give you a great price. He's also really easy to work with. Pretty cool dude, so check him out. But cage came out good. Let's go over it. So as you can see, this dude has pretty solid welds. He TIG welded everything except that back portion right there. I'm pretty sure he MIG'd that because it's just tight as hell for that intrusion bar. But he ran us the middle bar, which is pretty damn hot. We did 2 down bars, no X. He said we can probably do an X later on. But me and Kylie need the storage space for Drift Week. And then for the door bars, this was his suggestion to kind of make it easier to get in and out of the car, but also we didn't cut into the door, which as you see, he ran that crap pretty damn tight. And then also, as you can see, nice fit up between the Sparco. Then he ran the harness bar, gave me a little angle, shot it over. There's plenty of room for activities behind the seat. Also for the passenger, which is sick. I was kind of worried about that. We also landed behind the seat, not up here on the package tray. And then of course intrusion bars, as I mentioned earlier. And then we left the factory dash in here, and he just welded on the back side of it. So it is connected. Like I mentioned in the previous video, I'm really trying to keep this thing streetable, which means we need that HVAC for at least heat. So when it's raining, you can, defog the windows. With the new turbo setup, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm hoping that I can try to get AC back in this thing, and then for those, really hot summer events, we can chill in AC and grid. So yeah, back onto the cage. Another cool addition he did is this right here. This is for the hardtop to hard mount. No more latch, it's just straight bolted up. And then he also added this guy right here, which I didn't know the hardtop had a spot for 4 latches, which is good to know. If I had known that, I would have probably bought some because my hardtop never set good in the back, so makes sense. So now we have 4 points of contact holding the hardtop on, rigid mount, and he did a pretty damn good job making it a flush mount once it's bolted up. So killer job, Travis. And that's basically it when it comes to the cage. I mean, there's really not much to say other than this thing is sick as hell. And I appreciate that dude. One, giving me a pretty damn good deal, which he gives that to everyone after talking to him. He just tries to be reasonable and help the normal people out who's trying to do race car stuff. So, again, definitely hit that guy up if you're local, trying to get some fab work done. Get your cage done like this. Get it done right. Hit up Travis. Now let's address the turbo kit that I mentioned earlier. We are finally retiring the old eBay setup. Most of y'all probably don't know because this is pre-YouTube times when all this was built. But this motor in here is a 1.8 forged bottom end, low comp pistons, bored over a little bit, so it's basically 1.9 liter. This thing's ready to fuck, basically. And I've had this cheap eBay setup that I've kind of thrown together, and it does well. It's a ripper, but I'm ready to finally step up the game, make some power, make some efficient power, get a really good turbo on here, not this $120 T3 T4 turbo, and hopefully get this thing tuned before Drift Week. So without further ado, let's go over the kit that I have. Bum bum bum. I've got the Pulsar turbo, which is the G Series clone. It is a T25 0.72 AR for the hot side and a 0.7 for the cold side. And then as you see, we got the legendary Kraken top mount stainless steel cast manifold and Kraken's full 3-inch exhaust, which I am so excited to put this on. It's going to sound so good, and it's going to flow so much horse puppies. Yeah, check out his welds. Pretty solid. And it comes with all the clamps you need, the little bushings. Pretty sure he has all the water lines and fittings and everything I need to get this turbo kit basically on there, minus the intercooler piping, which we're going to have to address later on. We're going to have to remake everything basically intercooler wise. I want to get a new intercooler anyways. I basically just grabbed this whole kit, put it on Marketplace. My buddy James is buying it. Hopefully it goes to a good home. I think his brother's trying to turbo his Miata or something like that. But certified ripper unit. Time to upgrade to the big boy certified ripper unit. So since we got the cage done, now we need to get this thing painted and looking real nice. I thought about paint matching it like I did with the roll bar, but I also know that I really want to change colors. I love this purple, but I kind of forgot about the M Edition purple, and too many people have confused this car with an M Edition, and it's kind of discouraged me from liking this color now. So also there's a color that I should have done in the first place, which I didn't. Kind of keep it a secret for now, that I might switch up to that if I don't throw a livery on this. I think a livery might make it a little bit better, but we'll see. Both of those options are a lot of money that I probably shouldn't spend right now, so we'll probably just rock the purple for Drift Week, no livery, unless I just splurge and get what I want, which either you like it or you don't. Let me know in the comments, but I kind of want to do some Hitachi, which is the anime stuff on the side of it and on the hood and all that crap. I think I said that right. I'm pretty sure it's Hitachi, but the cool shit that some people like, some people don't. I'm kind of a weeb thanks to Sydney. But before we start on getting the cage painted, we need to rip this turbo kit out of here and get it sold, get some money back in our pockets, start buying more parts like the intercooler piping, and any other sorts that we need to get this car back on the road, because then we're going to be going to Fab 9 to try to get this thing tuned, either street tuned or dyno tuned, and crank this power up. Hopefully shooting for close to 300 would be sick. So let's get that turbo kit off. So turbo kit is all gone. We got rid of the manifold, the turbo, the downpipe, the full exhaust, the oil feed line, the oil drain, all the intake piping. and the intercooler. Basically, like 75% of a turbo kit, you just need injectors, ECU, IAT, basically it really. So before we start taking this kit off, I said we're going to spray the cage next. Next that idea, I think we should move on to pulling this motor out, do an evaluation on it, see if there's any seals that need to be replaced, because I know there's at least one. My passenger side is always saturated for some reason around the oil pan. Probably the oil pan gasket, but you don't know until you take it out and actually really check it over. Also, I'd like to upgrade the clutch while everything's out. What's in there right now is XTD eBay clutch. I had it for probably 7 years now. Second I went turbo, that thing left the chat. I had a local clutch shop called Tennessee Clutch redo it, give me some pretty beefy pads on it, and it's held up so far. But I've had them do it like 2 or 3 times, and yeah, I think it's time to finally upgrade to a big boy clutch, especially since we're going to bigger power, hopefully 300 horsepower range. So definitely get something beefier in there, and name brand would probably be nice. Think about ACT action clutch or maybe a competition clutch. It all depends on pricing. So regardless, let's get this motor out. Let's check it out so we can order some parts and get this process moving forward. Let's go. All right. Well, I'm sure as you just saw, I just fought the hood for like 30 minutes or so. So the first thing I started with was the hood. Usually anytime you pull an engine, you remove the hood so you can get the hoist in and out easy. So the very first nut I deal with, which is this one down here, it just spins. Spins as it's almost off. I googled some stuff, and apparently this is a classic thing for the Miata. Go figure. So internet said to put a little slit in it and then use a flat head and then an open end wrench and get it off. Didn't work, of course. So I just spent like 20 to 30 minutes grinding down the nut and stud just so I get the hood off, and then we'll figure it out later. Probably just throw a rim nut in it or something and use a bolt. But yeah, here is what it looks like. So you got all the nice grinding bits all on the paint, and then there's the culprit. Oh, all right, back to it. Got the motor out, also got the transmission off. Let's talk about pulling the motor. So there was a couple casualties. I left the cast on, and then I also left the water neck for the reroute. Those need to be taken off when pulling this motor because you've got to kind of go back and then up a little bit, and yeah, that's what happened. I totally forgot. And I was sitting there pushing it up, like, what's going on? Why don't I want to move? And I looked back, I was like, damn it, I hit the freaking firewall. So, live and learn. So now onto this. We took the transmission off, took the clutch and flywheel off. And it's probably a good thing that I made a decision to do this because it looks like the clutch wasn't engaging on the flywheel all the way, or something was off. You can see right here, it hasn't been making contact. So, and kind of up here a little bit. And then the back side, kind of the same thing. So bunch of heat marks on the clutch itself, and then this guy, oh lord, it's heavy, bunch of heat marks. Next is this. So it looks like we do have an oil leak, which I assumed, but I don't know what it's from. I don't know if it's from this seal or if it's right here, but it looks like it's from the seal. So I don't know how I messed that up, but I guess we'll be doing the rear main seal again. Maybe the oil pan gasket. We still got to check out the front. Hopefully it's not oil pan, but we won't know until we address this motor when it's on the stand. So let's go ahead and throw it up on the stand. So we got it all taken apart, and it looks like the front main sill is good. It's not wet under here. It is nasty, and I think it's from this guy right here getting ate up. So probably need to get a new one of these, but I think that's what most of that dirt and grime is right here. But then right here is where it has clumped up. You can see it is pretty caked on there. So my theory, gasket right here for the oil pan is what's leaking. As you can see, like right here. And I think when we're driving, the fan's blowing on here, all that, it's pushing up this way and covering that whole thing. I don't think the oil pump gasket is bad because, I mean, look at this side. Just bone dry other than that right there. This is another thing we got fixed is this drain tube is leaking as well. So I've got the oil pan gasket ordered, the rear main seal ordered, that dipstick 2 O-ring seal ordered, and then the clutch and flywheel ordered. I went with Action clutch and flywheel. They had the best deal with, of course, Jimmy Oaks's promo code, and then I also really like that they have the cover that goes over the clutch spring, so if anything ever flies out, it's not going to damage anything. It's going to capture that, hopefully. We'll wait for those things to come in for this to really fix it. I don't want to take it apart, just sit here and collect dust on it. So yeah, let's move on to this right here, getting this cage prepped and ready for paint. So we got to take these seats out, start sanding this guy down, and then tape the car up. Plan is just throw the cover on here, basically just cover up the paint as I can. I don't really care about this stuff getting paint on it. After this is done, go back and paint all the white, black inside the interior, but that's not too much of a priority. This is more of the priority right now because it's already starting to collect some rust on it, so. So I was inside editing the video you're watching right now, and I came to the part where we were painting the cage, and I noticed that I knocked the camera out of view, which sucks. Maybe it's good because I've done a lot of time lapse in this video, but with that being said, I'm trying to upload every Sunday, so I'm trying to crank these videos out, but I'm also trying not to make it repetitive. So let me know what you thought about the past 3 videos, including this one. If there's things you'd want to change, make it better, let me know, because I'm trying to make these videos enjoyable for y'all also in a time frame that works with me, you know, career. I'm also trying to learn Japanese, father, you know, all that stuff. So with what I can do in a week, I'll try my best to make enjoyable videos. I just need some feedback so I know what to go off of. With all that being said, we got the cage painted. I also painted the floors black, and I painted the back tray black, and it looks pretty solid with contrast to the cage. And then the cage itself, man, that Steellit stuff looks really good. It makes these welds look amazing. Also, going back to the black flooring, the interior itself is black, which should look really good against this once everything's back inside the car. And I guess from a little review, I think the Steellit is worth its weight in gold. Also, if you don't want to spray out of a can, they have gallons of it you can put in a nice paint gun. Just throwing that out there, but I've already hit it with a couple things, and it's pretty durable, so passes in my book. But all that said, with the Sunday uploads and stuff, this is where we're ending it. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next one. Peace. I was born with the mind of a madman.